Sorry, just jamming out some music. Ooh, I'm looking a little. What if I got this on that's not supposed to be on or something? Looking a little washed out right now. So let me move this out of the way and get ready to get finished doing what I was doing. Okay, so this is something I've had stuff on before. So yesterday I painted. Excuse me. Painted the surfboard. We put some flowers all over it, and I had traced out where I wanted several of these butterflies, about 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can still see some of the outline, but I tried to cover some of it up just because. And then I realized just a little while ago that I never did put any kind of a detailed in the center part of it, so I'm going to take couple of these brushes. Gonna get them wet. Gonna wipe them off, and I'm gonna get me some yellow and some orange. And I'm gonna do some pollen looking stamen, whatever they are, in the dots and clusters and bits. So I'm getting me some yellow. I'm putting it on the tip of my number 1 liner. It's really short, but I'm figuring I can put several dots. You can always put it on the back end, but I wanted something really thin. And I do actually have a few styluses if these don't work. And I'm just going to put 3 dots. This is probably not how the center of these look, but for me today, this is what I'm going to do. Again, remember I said yesterday I was just making up flowers and petals and just putting them all on here. So if you would say hi when you join me, I would love to chit chat with you and get to know you a little bit more. Oh, I got a friend visiting with me. I'll have to message her back in a minute. There we go. So there's some yellow ones. Oops, there's a little bit of drippage on that one. And I think we're going to take the yellow and kind of do a pull something and some dots. Do like a little something sticking up on these purple ones. What do you think? I'll do some dots around that, like the pollen's kind of. Don't think I want them to all go the same direction, so I may have to turn it here in a minute just to try and go. I'm just going to put a dot right there by that. And we'll put that one coming out this way. Do some coming from the other direction on this one. Y'all, it never fails as I go live, and my throat just decides it's going to get all edgy and gravelly. And I'm like, really? I'm trying to talk. Okay, that one that way. All right, so we've got 3 on those, got some dots on those. Let's do some orange ones for our little bitty one. We'll just put lots of little dots in there and our little bitty pink and white ones that we did. Hey, if you would say, hey, Lori, how are you? How's it going? I loved your sunflower. For those that don't know, I believe I shared it on my personal page. Her cute little sunflower yesterday, her Georgia O'Keeffe sunflower on there. Said I'm sure these aren't the right types of stamens or centers or whatever they are for these flowers, but since I made them up and I just made them my own anyway, I'm just going to make them my own a little bit more. Waiting for a Zoom call, so I'll hang with you until I have to go. Okay, well, thank you. I know how that is too when you get those calls and you just got to go. All right. I know you've been taking some classes, working on some business and personal development stuff there. That's always so cool. We signed up for a business class. Of course, we've signed up for several things here recently between the two of us that I'm like, how am I supposed to be doing all of this at once? Oh, yeah. It's called teamwork. So it's a good thing we are a team. Did a Georgia Rose today. Ooh, I haven't seen it yet. I will have to look at that. I will have to go check that one out. I have not been on. We've kind of been running errands, and I was making phone calls and taking care of some stuff. And then we did a live for Home Base Essentials, trying to help. Like, if you need to set up a group, what are some things you need to keep in mind? How do you go about doing it? Trying to run through some of that because we had some people that had asked us about some of that recently, and I thought, well, if one person has a question about it, then surely others do. So let's just do a big live for everybody. And that's what we did. Okay, so I'm just putting some stems on here like this. Wasn't sure what else to put for centers, but I think it just adds that difference in color here and there. Looking for all of the big pink ones. Okay, I got 3 more up here. But I realized as I went to go do my butterflies that I didn't have any centers in any of my flowers. And I was like, well, that's not really the best way to do flowers, to just leave them half done, you know? Okay, I think I've got all the centers done now. I think that adds that extra little something something to them. All right, so I'm going to set this to the side and let it finish drying while I work on our butterflies. I have 4 that I'm planning to paint. I will glue them on after they dry. So I'm thinking I need at least a yellow to come in here because we've got there's a lot of the darker colors in here. And then we've got some pops of color, but I think yellow, and I was thinking maybe some blue. So I have some daffodil yellow, and I have the pure orange out here, which is a brighter orange. I have some Look at Me blue that I'm wondering if we don't need to do some with. And then I need to get my black because I'm going to do the bodies. Or do I want to do the bodies in a different color? And I have some dragonfly glazes that add some glitter, and I've got some glitterific over there. Or should I do the butterflies with my favorite stuff, which is Color Shift? Oh, I said that, didn't I? I went there. I think I may have to do that. Let me scoot all these over and go grab some of those. Man, why do I do this to myself? I do it every time. I'm going to do it every time. I know I am. All right, so here, let me put them all over here so you can kind of sort of see them. Let's do it this way so you can see the colors better. I don't know that I want this one. It's a green flash. It's kind of yellowy, but when you put it on there, it's more green, but it would be okay as a highlight with this one. I finally got me some yellow flash, which I think I'm going to use. I'm going to set this one up here so I can get to it if I want it. Thinking this white flash might be good. It's just kind of an iridescent look. And the orange flash I'm going to use. I've got raspberry flash, which might go good with the orange one. And then we've got the blue violet and the plum. So emerald and dragon flash and blue flash. And then the aqua and the orchid. Now, see, we played with the aqua, the orchid, and the plum flash with my dragon the other day. And so, okay. So I'm going to take this flat brush. It's a smaller one. It's like the, oh, this is the 12. I thought I was grabbing the 10. Let me grab my 10. Yeah, let me grab the 10. Alrighty, hugs and paints. Thanks for joining me for a little while. I'm going to mix a little bit of this yellow with it just because yellow tends to not, this daffodil yellow with the, let's see, the color shift. Yeah, the color, it's almost like it needs a background before you put the color shift on it because it's such a white, light color. Yellow just has a tendency to not want to cover very well. This one does very well. The yellows do cover fairly well with the folk art. But there's been a few of them that I've done that just seem like they needed a little boost in the color. So I'm going to go ahead and cover this guy in yellow. That way anything that, depending on how I do the outline on him or her, the butterfly, on the butterfly, on the beautiful butterfly. All right, so I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and just grab some of this yellow flash and start putting it on here because it's going to give it a shimmery color afterwards. So we're going to have some yellow shimmer to these guys, at least to this one. I think I want each of them to be different. I don't think I want any two of them to be perfectly alike. Does that make sense? Some different colors here. I think I'm going to do a yellow and black one. With maybe some other colors involved as well, but primarily being some yellow and black. Okay, I'm going to rinse this off. And let's see, the aqua and green would be good. Some orange. Let's see how this orange comes out without a background. And then we'll decide if we need to put some of the other orange behind it. Okay, here's the orange flash. Yeah, I think it needs a background first. Yeah. So let's do an orange one. And that can have some red highlights in it. Orange and red look good together. So who else is painting today, and what are you painting? Lori said she had painted a rose earlier, which I do love. Now, Lori's pretty talented. I don't think she realizes just how talented she is, and she's an excellent teacher too. So if y'all get a chance to go to her page, Wellspring Studio. She does some really awesome master classes, kind of masters painting with the masters type stuff, imitating, showing you how to do some of it and how to work it, look at it to work it. Okay, so now I'm going to take my flash, my orange flash, and I'm going to put it over the top of it. So it'll have some shimmer to it. And I don't think it's going to dry really dark. It didn't on something else when I was using it the other day. It just adds that little bit of shimmer. But I'd already covered it in orange, so I didn't know how dark this was going to go on. I had a feeling it would need a good base coat. Kind of why I just went ahead and started the yellow with the base coat on it. I knew it would need it. Okay. Trying to follow the out from the body kind of a path with these butterflies. I want it to kind of, if there is any texture in it, kind of want it to follow that and not be crazy wild. So I'm going to turn this around. Yellow, orange, blue, and green maybe. What do you think? Or do I need to do a pink one? It might need a pink one. Let's see. This orchid isn't like crazy pink, but it's not very purpley either. That's definitely more pink. I think got some berry wine here. Let's see if we do berry wine. How well that comes over how well the light pink will go over it, because it's kind of a maroon. Sounds like the mail might be here. I heard a noise outside the door. Like the mail carrier talking. And thankfully, so we didn't let the dogs out until after they had gone, or you wouldn't have been able to hear me for a while. So let me tell you, those dogs can tell when anybody's at the door. They let you know, which is good because that's what they're supposed to do. But still, it's when you know who it is and it's not a big deal, they go crazy anyway. All right. I think the pinks will show up okay on that. That's a darker color than I was kind of wanting. I may have to go over that. We'll see. We'll see. And I'm going to do a blue one. So I think I'm going to put a base coat of the Look at Me blue because it's really kind of looking bright and not real dark. I've got several other colors over here if we need to. Yeah, this is a really bright blue. Yeah. I'm liking that. Because I've seen some really unique colors on some butterflies. I don't know about y'all. But since I made up my flowers, why don't I make up my butterflies too, right? It's all about the imagined, the creativity of the artist, maybe? I don't know. I just know we don't have to stick to a specific form or title or anything else. trying to get around the edges here because I like it to be done all the way around. All right, so we've got these colors down. I'm going to grab just a little bit more of that berry wine. You know what? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Okay, I've got that one. Now I'm going to take my number 1 again. I'm not going to do a long one. I'm going to go ahead and put some black down. That wanted to go the wrong direction, and I'm going to go ahead and hit my antennas. Kind of get around there. I'm going to kind of get a body in here. Kind of outline me a little body in here. And a little head. Told you that dog loves to let me know she's around. I may have to have Zoe take him out though, because it has been a little while. No, not really. If you have a dog, how often does your dog have to go out? If your dog is an indoor dog. She's older, but she just likes to go out and sit in the sun and push my buttons. I say she's pushing my button. She's not really pushing my button. She's just pushing for attention. That's for sure, though. Okay, let's see. That should stay now. Yay! Okay, so let me get back around here to the drier ones. Okay. Okay. I'm liking the shimmer on the yellow, on the color shift. You can't really see it until you're right looking at it, just right above it, kind of a thing. But when you're right above it looking down at it, it's pretty. Let me get this edge on the antennas here. Let's see, can you see the shift, the shimmer? Okay. Yes, I tilt it just right. Okay, let me get the right hand here. You can kind of see it here between my fingers where it's kind of shiny, it kind of shimmers and glitters. Not a lot yet, but it definitely does, and so does the orange one. Again, it's not got loads of shimmer to it, but it's got just enough that you can tell there's some color there. There we go. Last one, and I'm going to roll them around this way. I'm going to go ahead and get this body done. There we go. Put a little too much pressure down that one side, that one spot. So it's a little bit wider than I want it to be, but it'll be okay. It'll be okay. All right, so I think I'm going to go ahead and put that one in the water for the moment. And I'm going to grab my little liner. I'm going to start tracing around the outer edges, giving us a little bit of that profile here. We can then come back in with whatever colors we want and put dots and dashes and highlights. I'm going to pull this up into this one. Yeah. This a little bit wider so I've got room for dots or whatever else I want. We're going to come around these edges just a little bit. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and outline this so it can be drying. I'm going to put my finger in here to hold it on that dry spot over there while I'm coming around these corners. Y'all, there's something fun about having no plan whatsoever for what you're going to do exactly and just kind of letting it go. Okay, so just letting your mind make what you want it to make. I mean, yeah, I've kind of got some restrictions in that it's a butterfly and it's got a specific shape because it's a wood cutout. If it weren't a wood cutout, you could even make it have add different dimensions to it that aren't necessarily on the cutout. But oh, well, that wasn't real smart stuff. Let me grab another brush, a small brush. And I'm going to touch that blue on the yellow and cover it up a little bit. And I'm going to set that one in there. All right, I'm getting to grab me a drink. I'm going to get a little bit of black on here and then I'm going to kind of pull them out. Kind of feather it out into the body there. Try to feather it down that side a little bit. And kind of feather down this side. I'm going to roll my brush over and use the other side where I've kind of pushed any of the paint that wasn't already over there into that side. And pull it out this way. All right. I'm going to roll my little brush and my black licorice and kind of get it to a point. And I'm going to pull and do me some little wiggly lines. We'll do us a couple little, I call them windows. They're not really, I don't know what they're technically called, but we're making like a little window of color in our silhouette here. We're just kind of filling in some of the windows as we are drawing in some of the windows as we go along. There's a little one right in here. And we'll do now I'm going to go ahead and fill that teeny little spot up. We're just kind of adding some different color spots. Remember, on the black, we can come back and add some glittery something in there. We can add dots of different colors. So as you join me, if you'll say hi, I would really love to hear from you. Rolling this and pulling it out and just kind of playing with these butterflies right here. Trying to get them to cooperate with me. How's that sound? Okay, I'll get, I don't see any comments right now, so nothing new, so I'm just going to keep on working. We'll roll this. And then we're going to kind of fill some of this in a little bit, not too much. Got a couple of. All right, I think we've got some different spots. Hinted and highlighted, rolling through there. Okay, yeah, nothing in there that All right, and now we're going to do some, I'm just going to kind of try to let me roll it, try and get that tip back on there and get some of the paint on the tip. I don't really want to water this down any. I want this to stay nice and thick. I think I'm actually going to go ahead, no I'm not that one. I'm going to make these lines just a little bit thicker, these thinner ones. I had a couple of them that were just a little bit thinner, and I don't want them too thin, but I don't want them too thick either. All right, so I'm going to let this one dry, and then we're going to work on eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's pick the yellow. It's ready to go. And again, I'm going to just kind of take some yellow and we're going to kind of trace. You don't have to, but I find that this silhouette look, this colored on here, this outline here kind of does add to it a little bit. You don't have to put one on there, but I like it on there myself. So let's see. If I can trace two of them. Fair enough. There we go. There we go. And now I'm going to turn it. I'm going to grab a little bit down here, and we're going to come right up into here. We're going to come around from here. Okay, so I'm grabbing a little bit more. I've kind of got this one coming in here, so I'm going to kind of just pull it down here. Some different pulls. I'm pulling because pulling tends to be better than trying to push it. You get it all flowing, and then any paint in the brush kind of comes along with you instead of you pushing in it, globbing in the wrong direction. It does still run a little thin from time to time. There's that one. There we go. And then we've got two there. And I love you too, baby girl.
I don't know if you're on live sometimes.
I am live.
Sorry.
It's okay. I've always got time for I love yous.
Me and my random I love yous, when I don't know what's happening, I can be kind of.
It's perfectly okay. I'm loving it. Okay, so I think I'm done with that one. I think I like how it's at. And I will probably do a minimal of anything else to it. So I'm going to move on to the orange one. Let's do a bigger button in there, or window, right there. Well, I guess I know where that one's coming through at. Okay. That one's going to have a downward one coming down in there somewhere. We'll just make it a little. There we go. Okay. We're going to come up and around. There we go. Kind of trying to do some. Okay, so now let's go here. And here. There we go. Come on now, we got it going on. Okay. Now I'm going to trace my outlines down here. Let's go around this edge. Let's hit around this edge. All right. They're everyone very unique, but similar with the black on it. And then we'll take them to the next level with the color that we want. Okay, I'm going to fix this body because everybody else just has the main thing there. The straight body. So we're just going to give everybody a straight body. This is too dark. I don't like how dark it is. You know what? I think I'm fixing to flip this one and paint it a different color. It's very dark, and I don't like how dark it is compared to all the others. So we're going to do it in a very light purple. Hey, Boo.
Hi. Ooh, tis cute.
They go on that.
Oh, even cuter.
She's always talking to me about how I don't think any of my art looks good. And so I told her last night, I said, not true. I actually did this today, and I actually am liking it. So she hadn't actually been in here to see it yet. So I do not like how dark the maroon one was. It was pretty, but it was not. I wanted lighter color butterflies. Does that make sense? A little lighter.
Oh yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
And it was, see how dark it is?
Mm-hmm.
See how dark it was compared to, now it was a pretty butterfly, but it's not.
Yeah, I get it.
Not what we were wanting for this project. Okay.
Love you.
Love you. Work hard.
Will do.
Okay. Whoop. That may not go well. Huh. Well, we shall see. And let's just scoop some of that purple up on the tip of this, that black up on the tip of this, and kind of do this. All right, now we've got a pretty purple butterfly, a brighter color. That's really what I was after, was the brighter color. Really did think it needed to be a brighter shade, no matter what it was, than that maroon was. The berry one was very maroon. While that's not a bad thing, it's not the look we were looking for. I wanted some brighter colors, we said. So that's why we pop in here and we say, hey, pause. We're going to redo. Pause and redo. So let's get some tracing done real fast around the outside. Okay. Now, trying not to go too thick, but I don't want it to be too thin. I want to be able, if I want to add some lines there. Some dots on those lines if we want them. I really like that pattern. That was kind of a pretty pattern on it. So let's see. Diagonals. I should probably be using paint pens for this, now that I think about it. But I am not. I suppose y'all can hear the motorcycle outside. I don't think I could hear anything but. Okay, I'm gonna get a little more of this licorice here real quick. Okay. Not liking how these circles are coming out real well. This one may get repainted again. Who knows? Okay. Yeah, I'm not liking those. So we're going to cover up those. We'll come around these. Thankfully, I have others if we need to redo again. I'm just not loving that's a little better. Okay. So we're going to try and reshape some of these a little bit. Yeah. There we go. I think that's a little better. All right. Gotta fix that little edge there just a little bit. Too much black in there. Scoot that corner over just a little bit if I can. Okay, that's too much purple. Let me get a little more of that. A little bit more of that lavender in here. I may have to let that dry a little bit more before I can really get it to do. To really cover up. So all I'm doing is smearing some of the black and the purple together right there. Well, that's great in some things. It is not great right there. Okay. All right, so there we've got the basics of our butterflies are done. I am going to take some of this pink color shift, start adding some dots on the black of our purple one. Can do some dots around here. Kind of wiping off any that might have picked up some of that black in there. Kind of trying to keep that as pure as we can. I'm going to put some along our wings, bottom of our wing here. And we'll do us a little vein of it, kind of right in here. What do you think? Just one little runner of it. We've got loads of little dots of it. We don't want necessarily loads and loads of that one. And that was the orchid flash. Since it's purple, we'll add some of the blue violet or plum flash. I think this is the plum. Yep, this is the plum flash. I'm going to come in and hit some of this with some of that plum flash. And then we'll do some separate dots of the plum flash. Okay, that's got to wait on that one for sure. And we'll put it in the circle in the center down here. So I think we're going to leave those other ones alone as well. Now we'll take and we'll just do some dots. Maybe a little line right here. Dot. And a dot. And a big dot. Big dot. Let's put that a little bigger there. There you go. All right. Let me fix this one. All right, so the purple one is done. Let me lift it up so you can kind of see. We've got some glitter, or sparkly color shifts in there, and I will probably dragonfly glaze the bodies. Boy, this is taking a little longer than I thought it would. That's okay though. I'm gonna take some of the plum flash and put it on my blue one too. I'm gonna add some dots around the edge here. And some dots around the edge here. We're going to put some in here and then there. We'll put some along the bottom of this wing. Let me shut that off. Woo. Okay. If he needs me, he will call me back again. He's already told me not to stop a live on his account, and he didn't realize that I was going live. So if he needs me, he will call me back. If he calls me back, I will immediately pop off here, guys. Okay. All right. I think I'm going to come back and do the tops of the antennas with this plum flash on this purple one. Just because I really think it's going to be cute. And I'm going to grab some aqua flash. Since I'm only dipping it in here. I don't typically do that, but okay. I might fill in just a couple of these windows with the shimmery color shift of this. It's not going to be thick enough to cover that blue. I don't necessarily want it to cover the blue. I just want it to add some shift to that blue. Does that make sense? Oh. put another color one here. Y'all, don't you love my rude neighbors? But they're just riding their motorcycles through the neighborhood. I bet they're abiding by the 30-mile-an-hour speed limit too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm going to scoop as much of that back over there as I can because I don't want it to clump in the lid. The only problem with the big bottles like this is that it can clump in the lid when you're trying to get it in and out, and you don't really want it to get all clumpy in the lid. Okay. Going back to a little bit of that plum flash since I have an odd number down here. I'm going to grab and add a little bit here. I'm going to put just a little bit in this one. I know they're not perfectly matched, but I'm trying to do kind of a balance at least for this one. I think the rest of them I did really good at keeping it kind of the same or balanced. This one I just kind of went wild and let the right not be equal to the left or the same as the left. Which is totally okay. It's just, it makes it difficult when you're trying to balance things. Sounds like my husband is home from mowing the churchyard. So, all right. Alrighty, guys. I will let y'all go now. Got 2 of them painted. And I will do the other 2 and post a picture of my finished surfboard when I get done. Thank y'all for hanging out. Didn't mean to keep you an hour. Sorry. Y'all have a great afternoon.